What's going on, guys? Boss on here. I am back with here on the channel with another video, and you probably noticed for the gameplay of this Call of Duty gameplay I'm using split screen, and that is yesterday I had a amazing hangout session with my friends. We played some video games like Borderlands and Call of Duty. It was a fun hangout session overall, and because of this, not only that, but we told some stories of our own, and I thought, hey, maybe this would be a good chance to get some content ideas, because I mean, I am in fact running out of story time, so that would be really cool if I can get some more story time ideas from other people. And so one of my friends, which his name is Bird Knight, that's not his real name, but that's his profile, which you can see as the icon on the bottom side of this split screen. And this will be my first ever subscriber story, which I've noticed because this is from someone else's point of view. But yeah, today's story time will be having 3 stories. 2 will be Bird Knight's and 1 will be mine. So without further ado, grab your snacks, drinks, and let's get ready for story times told by other people. Alrighty, so the first story will be about Bird Knight, and his first story is the time where he tried to get, someone tried to get Bird Knight in trouble for literally just tapping on his foot, I guess. Like, you know how sometimes when people are focused, like for example, studying for a class, like they just tap their foot or either move their leg? Like, I'm trying to say that. And so my friend Bird Knight just so happens to just like kick his leg at the leg of the table that he was sitting at. Okay, that's kind of confusing now that I'm saying leg, the word leg multiple times, but humans have legs, furniture has legs. It's just all very confusing, but my friend Bird Knight was just kicking his leg at the leg of a table, basically. And so this girl behind Bird Knight was just kind of getting annoyed, even though, I mean, yeah, it was kind of that you can hear it, but like if you were focused in the moment of reading like a book or something, like you probably wouldn't hear, like, since Bird Knight was wearing some type of shoes that had like, I guess like a silencer or something. It was just at a certain shoe that like was basically silent, so you can't make any noise even if you were like tapping or something. For some reason, this girl was pretty annoyed, and so she told Bird Knight to stop tapping his foot so she can focus better. He's like, sure. However, because Bird Knight was still focused, he just kept kicking his foot on the leg of the chair. Not the chair, but the table. And so finally, this girl had enough, and she was like, okay, if you don't stop kicking your leg, then I am gonna tell the teacher on you. And Bird Knight was like, oh, if you want to tell the teacher on me, just go ahead, I wouldn't even care. And so I don't know, somehow he knew that this girl wouldn't do anything, because I mean, I guess she couldn't do anything because this girl was literally interrupting the class while they were reading something in English as a group, and the teacher was probably like, Miss, why are you talking over me? We're reading a book right now. Is this a perfect time to be talking over the teacher? I thought this class was where everyone was supposed to be respectful and let the teacher talk. I didn't realize I raised students to talk over me and be disrespectful. So if you don't sit down, I'm gonna have to send you to the dean's office. And she was like, all right, fine. And so yeah, she never picked on Bird Knight again, I guess. I mean, yeah, I guess that's embarrassing when you're trying to shut up someone for being annoyed. I mean, I get it of how that could be annoying, but I mean, you could barely hear it. So if you can hear something as silent as that, you probably have the earring sightings of, okay, what animal can hear very fast? I mean, I guess an owl. Like she probably has the hearing sight of an owl if she foot is as loud as like the sound of very silent. Alright, so this next story is going to be again from Bird Knight, and this time it's going to be the time where for some reason he became friends with someone that was watching him. I don't understand of how this worked out, but I guess it did. So this all started during Bird Knight's at the end of his freshman year of high school. I think so. But one day as he was walking out of school, he felt like someone was watching him, but he couldn't see who was watching him. It was like basically someone trying to like play hide and seek or something, and Bird Knight was the seeker and the person was the hider. I don't understand still of how, but he couldn't. Bird Knight couldn't find the tracker, so he just went home. And I think like a week or so, that's what Bird Knight said. But for like a week, he's been like being followed. But for some strange reason, at the end of school, every time Bird Knight would walk and go back home, like he would see someone walk up to him saying like, oh, you can't see me or whatever, just over and over again, until Burn Knight just walks out of the gate of like the front school, and then the kid would just run off somewhere. This person, for some reason, every day after school would go up to Burn Knight saying, you can't see me, you can't see me. He would just run off. It was very confusing but creepy at the same time. But not only that, but having also the something to being watched, like feeling like someone's watching you as you're walking back to your house, is pretty terrifying to say the least. And so one day this all came coming down. Burn Knight was walking to his house and he felt like someone was watching him, and he can see in one of the bushes next to his house like someone like peeking out of the bushes, and he sees it. He's like, wait, are you the kid that just tells me you can't see me, you can't see me? And the kid's like, wait, you can't see me, you can't see me. So Burn Knight comes over to the kid near the bushes and he's like, dude, you can't just stalk me like that. That's not even funny. He's like, well, I just thought that was just a pretty prank. He's like, okay, what's a prank about stalking someone? Like, how is that a prank when you're just watching someone? Because of this, Burn Knight just got mad because this kid just kept stalking him. That's understandable, because why would you just want to watch someone as they go back? But anyways, Burn Knight wasn't having it, so he kept arguing with this kid. And Burn Knight just got to the point where it's like, okay, never mind, I'm just gonna throw hands. I had enough with this kid. And so he just started beating down on this kid, like punching him, throwing him across the ground. Like, why are you stalking me? I had enough. Like, why are you keep doing this? This is not funny. I can't believe you did this as a joke. This is not a joke. Like, someone would probably beat you up if you stalked them, and started like arguing with more of this kid, even after just getting annoyed. But instead of just arguing back and forth, he's now lecturing like a history teacher. Well, actually, no, like a math teacher when they get like an F on their test, saying like, oh, do you think this class is a joke? But at some point, a neighbor sees this going on, and this random person was like, hey, why are you guys fighting? Split up. And he split up Burn Knight and this random kid that's stalking my friend, Burn Knight. And before Burn Knight can explain anything, the neighbor's like, what's wrong with you? Why would you beat someone up? And like, for some reason, I don't know why, but then somehow the neighbor was able to call his mom and tell like how he's fighting this kid. And so then Burn Knight argues with his mom of how he's being stalked, of how the reason why he beat up this random kid was because he's been stalking him for a week. And so I guess I don't know how this works. I don't understand still, but like somehow, even though Burn Knight got stalked for at least a week, he also got punished with fighting someone, which, hey, yes, I understand no one likes violence, but if you're just being stalked and someone's trying to like creepily spy on you, like, yes, I think you have the right to defend yourself. Like, you can't just let that happen. Like, what if someone's trying to look for your address? Like, how would that be acceptable? Oh, like someone just got my IP, like I'm just gonna let it happen. Oh, that's just what it is. No, like you find the person and you like get him in trouble, like I don't know, turn him into the police of, oh, he's stealing other people's information. Like that's how the way you do it. Anyways, though, at some point, like a few weeks before school ends, Burn Knight is just at school walking down to his house, and now he doesn't have the feeling of being watched after at some point after the punishment he got, which was he was just grounded because like he beated someone, which I mean, yeah, I can understand of how being grounded because he hit someone, but Burn Knight fought for himself because he was being stalked. Like that doesn't make any sense, because he defended himself, which is kind of bullshit in my opinion. Being punished because you actually stand up for yourself is really, really stupid. However, after this though, somehow Burn Knight and this stalker person, which we'll call him Nate for some reason, because I don't know, I'm just gonna call him that, and for some reason they somehow became friends, because afterwards Nate was like, hey man, I'm sorry about that, I just wanted to pull off a prank. I haven't done a prank in years, and I thought this would be funny. And so since Burn Knight believed in second chances, he was like, okay, I'll forgive you on this one, but if you do this again, like, I'm not going to accept the apology anymore. So, like, after that, they actually became friends until, like, a few years later, Nate had to transfer to a different school, which was, I mean, hey, having your friend getting to transfer to another school is pretty saddening, but, I mean, I don't understand how you're able to became friends with someone that like just watched you over a week. But I mean, I guess different strokes goes with different folks, you know. I guess opposites attract. But yeah, that's the end of Burn Knight's stories, and so now it's gonna be passed on to me on my story. Alright, so this last story I'm going to be telling you guys is one of my stories, and this is a story that I don't think I have shared yet, but this is a story where one of my classmates pulled a really good prank that did very well to the point where the teacher went insane. So I think that's a really good story that I could tell here. So for the purpose of the story, we're going to be calling my teacher Miss Stick, because this was in second grade, and for some reason Miss Stick just feels very well. And about Miss Stick is that she kind of has a little bit of anger issues, because she was known for yelling at kids. And listen, this is second grade, and there should be no reason why you should like lecture the whole entire class on saying how, oh, you guys are so stupid that you can't even spell a word. Like, we're like, what, 8-year-olds that don't know how to like write and make full paragraph novels, okay? It's not our fault that we're not into high level writings, okay? I mean, we know how to do cursive, except we obviously forgot about that, because who literally writes in cursive now these days? You just write English. Like, there's no reason for us to write cursive. Also, if I was the president of the United States, I would just get rid of cursive to learn in elementary school, because that's useless. Like, cursive writing, I get a fancy writing, but that's just useless. And because of this, one of the students that was in my class at the time in second grade, he was one of the class clown kids, which we'll name him Charles. That's not his real name, but the reason why I'm going to name him Charles, because it just fits him so well of how he's a really good jokester and a prankster, because his enjoyment and his hobbies are basically just telling jokes and pranking people, because that's his entertaining thing. What he likes to do, he likes pranking people, which, like, hey, I could get some good prank, but sometimes it just got to fit in the room. Anyhow, Charles wants to prank this teacher and he quotes this, that he's gonna move the big bucket that we put all of our English books in to the other side of the school. And in my mind, that kind of sounds a little bit funny, but that's also not very funny to the teacher, because the thing is that these English books were not your average books. They were some expensive books, and that is because I'm from a very privileged city, so it's kind of not very cool to get your books missing. Like, one day you just walk into the classroom, all your books missing. Like, did someone rob the school? What just happened? And for some reason, I don't know why I'm lagging on my screen. And so he decides that he's gonna go prank this teacher. And so Charles, at the beginning of lunch, what he does, he just waits in the classroom, and then he walks up, because the teacher, of course, is going to be like, hey, why are you standing out here? Go outside. And so then he waits to the last minute, go into the classroom, and then steal the books. There's this bookshelf, right, that Charles goes to, and he gets this giant bucket filled with English books. I think we were reading Charlotte's Web at the time. We were in the middle of the book, but he gets this giant bookcase full of Charlotte's Web books, and he basically picks them up and goes across the whole entire school. And I'm pretty sure that you say, hey, wouldn't the teachers be suspicious of this guy doing? Well, he was such a very good talker. He can get out of anything pretty much. I mean, not everything, but since he had a very good talker, he was just telling teachers, oh, I'm just transporting these books because Miss Stick told me. And they're like, oh, well, that's a very good decision of how you're helping your teacher, like blah blah, like all those things that those teachers tell you to do when you're doing such a good things. Anyhow, though, he placed these books at the other side of the campus, and we get to lunchtime, and our teacher was like, okay, gentlemen, get your books. We're gonna go read some Charlotte's Web. I think we were back on the middle of the page, and I get to the bookshelf, and I realize, I don't see any of the books. I think you're misconfused. Like, did you put them somewhere? And we realized that, all of the books are missing. And as immediately the teacher knew and seeing that no one knows where the books are, she starts getting a little bit frustrated, like, hey, where do these books go? So she starts looking around frantically, and I can tell by the way of Mystic's facial expression is that she kind of started getting a little bit angry. Like, she started getting angrier and angrier because she couldn't find these. And at one point, she got so frustrated that she literally went out of the classroom and started running to look where these books were. And so for the rest of the day, I don't know where she is. We just stand there for the whole entire day until the bell rang. Like, I'm not even kidding you. We just stand there doing absolutely nothing, waiting until the whole entire school day end. And so the next school day, while I'm just waiting, like, hey, I wonder what happened to Mystic, like, what happened? And so then the dean of the school comes over to our classroom and tells us that, hey, I'm going to be your teacher for the next week. And we're like, well, what happened? Well, apparently, because of this Charles kid pulled a prank by transporting these books to the other side of the school, that she had a panic attack because these books were so expensive that she thought she lost them, that she was gonna have to pay the school, and then she went to the mental hospital because she got a panic attack. This kid pranked so well that this apparently happened. Now, obviously, after this, I don't think this prank was a good one. I thought this might have went too far because literally transporting stuff and making it look like you lost thousands of dollars is kind of not very a good feeling. And so this Charles kid, like, I don't understand this, but if you've done something really great, just like shut up, don't snitch on yourself. But this kid had his ego, he had a very large ego. He couldn't keep his mouth shut, wanted to flex on the dean and say, oh yeah, I pulled a prank on this teacher because I wanted to get a good prank since she has anger issues. I wanted to do this because I wanted to pull a good prank, and I just transported all of these books across the campus. And the dean, after hearing that, like, she got really mad. Like, she started lecturing this kid of, oh, why would you do this? Like, you could have just told us that you transported these books to the other side of the school. You didn't just have to kept your mouth shut. You could have just told us already. And because of this, he got suspended for, we know that he got suspended, but I never saw him again. But he was like suspended for at least like a month because he caused one of the teachers to faint because she thought she lost thousands of dollars worth of books. But hey, I would do the same because, like, I don't think that's funny just to, like, pull a prank on somebody like that. I mean, that's just probably me, but, like, hey, I enjoy pranks, but there's some pranks that might go over the top. Anyhow, though, that is a story of how my teacher got pranked by this Charles kid. Not only that, but the two other stories I told by Burn Knight. Anyhow, though, hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was a long one, actually, because usually I was just gonna have two of the stories, but I told one of my stories, so I thought I'd just put my story in the video as well. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I apologize if I kind of stuttered in the middle, in this video, because I don't know. For the last couple of days, I felt very tired because I'm still in summer school. Well, I'm in summer school because my grades were bad again, so I'm constantly tired. And I've just been going through a lot lately, so that's why I'm kind of stuttering throughout this whole entire video and maybe many others. But other than that, something I would really appreciate if you guys can press like button on this video. I mean, you don't have to. It's something that I really appreciate it because it just helps my content get through the algorithm, because the algorithm sucks kind of, because you know how algorithm is. It's like you spend tons of hours on your work, but it doesn't get any views, which is very sad. So that's why. Overall, hope you guys enjoy this video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you one thing, is that if you don't press a like button, then the Cookie Monster will come into your house and eat your pillow. But hey, on another note, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm out of here. Peace.